So my conceptualization is that this fits in line with a typical false flag operation designed and partly executed by the British, by the MI6. I look at timing. Timing is important. In the case of Estonia, Kaya Kallas herself said, it was a week ago, the Russians had made these incursions 4 times this year. Okay. Why didn't you say anything before? Why is it coming up now? Why suddenly out of nowhere is Norway coming up? Why suddenly is Denmark, and the prime minister, by the way, not the military. The military are much more cautious than Denmark. They say they have no idea where this is coming from, and it could come from a ship in the Baltic Sea, and it could be anybody's ship. But it's the real Russophobe prime minister of Denmark who said, "Oh, we can't rule out Russia." Okay, I believe MI6 is behind this because it fits a pattern. If you go back over the last decade, every time there is some kind of big false flag operation, whether it was in Syria or in Russia, relating to Russia, it coincides with something. Well, the murder death of Alexei Navalny. It came, a week before the Munich Security Conference, when his widow had already been prepared to come to speak. Well, that's interesting. But it was a setup. Who had access to him in the far north? Well, the Brits have a very extensive system of espionage and activities across Russia, particularly with the assistance of people who can pass for Russians, Russian-speaking Ukrainians who worked with them, as Ukrainian intelligence. And I said at the time that Navalny was killed by the Brits. I say at this time that what we're seeing is a British plot, aided and supported by the Ukrainians who are fully in on this, because it brought to the attention of Europeans how useful Ukraine can be in supplying them with its unique technology and hardware to intercept and destroy cheaply, not at $50,000 a missile, a $20,000 drone coming from Russia. That was very convenient for Mr. Zelensky. But more broadly, and then the whole idea of a drone wall, which was one of the results of this whole operation, a drone wall for all of Europe, with the Ukrainians as part of this. That's one result. But the timing, again, for me, is a big indicator. This whole story about the supposedly Russian drones attacking Poland and Romania, then the Russian military jets incursion over Estonian airspace,